YouTube. We got the update for 1.19, which is releasing 3 additional cars. Keep in mind the cars that are going to Legendary, the Skyline and the Maserati are both not going to be available until the 29th. So, and they may release later today, but don't log in expecting to see them. The Porsche 918, on the other hand, is the Porsche is in the new car store, the Brand Central. So that is available now, and I went ahead and purchased it, modified it, and we're going to check it out. But before that, there are 4 new cafe menus. 2 of them are in the extra menu books. It's the Nissan Fairlady Z collection, and then the other one is the Dodge Viper. So with the Fairlady, you end up winning a car. It's I think it's Gretty. It was one of the SEMA show vehicles. Beautiful car. It was in the last iteration of the game. And then the Viper, you end up getting a 6-star parts ticket. In terms of the cafe menus, you've got the Hypercar Parade, it does include the 918, so that's why this one's in progress. I don't think you can have 2 running out. Maybe you can have 2 running at once. I don't know. No, I don't want to do that. So this one is a nostalgic or neoclassical, I guess. Neoclassical. I don't even know what that is. So there's 3 races here. I'm not sure what they are. I'm assuming it's a classic car challenge. Let's see. Between the 80s and 2000s. That's a weird gap. I guess 90s is that's good for Japanese cars. That's going to capture that Skyline. I think that was a Time Attack car, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It's definitely got the look, the big wings, the big fender flares. So that'll fit great into that category. I don't know what else it's going to allow, but whatever. So let's take a quick look at the garage here. So you can see I've already purchased the Spider. So here, we don't care about that right now. What I wanted to do is try to find you can see I had to purchase the, where did I get that Mercedes from? These are in last used, so I don't know where that Mercedes came from. I purchased the Vipers this morning because I didn't have any Vipers. Who knew? I already had all the Fairladies, but this is the prize car that you get. So you will recognize it if you've played GT Sport. It was in the previous game. Great car. I mean, I haven't touched it since winning it this morning. I mean, you can see 0 miles on it, but it's. I know in the last game it was a lot of fun to drive. Settle down there, buddy. I don't know where that Mercedes came from. Have I had this and didn't know about it? I have no idea. I should have see, there's the 6-star parts ticket. Oh, sweet. I got 500 grand I didn't even know about. Hey, happy surprise. Anyway, I'm not that worried about the parts. So it's kind of like the same as the engine 6-star that was there previously. I haven't tried exploiting it. I don't know if we can watch the video over and over again and keep getting parts, but I don't think anyone's going to be as excited about the parts as they were about the engines. I mean, if I get titanium freaking connecting rods or whatever, I mean, great, but I'm not all that excited about it. It's good to have. I appreciate it, just don't really care. So let's go ahead and take the Spider out, see how this thing feels. I have not driven this car. I did notice that the suspension was set up pretty soft if you go to normal. Let's see if I can do that real quick here. Let's go to settings here. So you can see this is a fully customized suspension. I saw the performance points drop when I switched on to the fully customized. So the thing I noticed is you can see that it actually has the anti-roll bar set to soft. So I don't know if that's something where this car is just built. I mean, Porsche designed the suspension. They probably know what they're doing more than me. But when you switch it to full suspension, it stiffens up the sway bars. And let me see if it shows. So there's 80. That's when you first put on the part. Let's see what happens when we. So normal, it's 82, 52. Switch it to full. See, it drops. It drops. When you stiffen up those sway bars, it drops. Let me go that far down. Let's just drop this about. Let's drop it 5 mils. I'm going to stiffen this up a little bit. This is what I had done before. I haven't driven this car, so I may be destroying it. Who knows? Anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I know the new Miata, they have a really soft sway bar, and they're like Mazda's thought on it is that the car will lean through the corners a little bit more and be more forgiving. So that may be something that we want to start doing, is softening up some of the suspension. But this car does qualify for the hypercar menus. They're looking for a top 3, pretty standard from what we've seen before. And I don't see, so you got no limits on the performance points here. Let's take a look at the other races. 24-hour, 3-lap, no limit. I don't know, I mean, I'm hoping this car has enough. It does not allow race cars, no limit. And yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and take this back to Trial Mountain. I was using this as my daily track for a while, but I have not been on this track in months. I do like it, so hopefully we'll get the exhaust coming straight out of the hood on that thing. We're running soft. Oh boy, we're running soft tires. I did buy all the tires for this car. Oh. I mean, first impressions, this thing is responsive, so we don't have to worry about fuel or tire wear. I didn't know if we were going to have rain. That's why I pushed a little bit there. A little late braking. Oh, check him out. The old street variant of the GT car, of the Porsche. I have not seen that on the course yet. They're using non-race, very forgiving. Oh. I do not, I mean, obviously we haven't seen the classics hit the Haggerty Legendary Motors yet. So we don't know the price points there. This car was 1.6 million. It seems like it has a slight tendency to push. Okay. Yeah, brake checking me. Kind of McLaren's going to brake check you. That's not a good plan. That might have, we'll see if that cost us our clean driver bonus. A little bump. Some of the longer tracks you can smash your way through all you want and get clean driver bonus, doesn't really matter. Then when you have like a shorter lap variant, it seems way less forgiving. I've seen it where you just you know, graze the other car and it takes it from you. Which that always, I mean, some people think it's a glitch. It makes sense to me. I mean, if I'm running for half an hour and bump a car, I still want my, you know, freaking $500,000. Doesn't, I mean, I don't know where number 1 is. Oh, he's right in front of us. So it doesn't seem like this is going to be all that difficult to pull the golds. This car's got more than enough power. I like the green accents. I don't know if that's just standard on all of them, but it's the green needles, the green center marker on the wheel. I've never seen that green before. I've seen it red and yellow. I haven't been in a 918, so. And you can see the gear indicator on the tack as well. It's pretty small there, but. Also says race, so I'm guessing this vehicle has different modes, and we must have it set to race. So when you go into a corner too hot on this car, it definitely feels like it's pushing. I think this car would be really well adapted to trail braking. I did not see the ratio. Oh yeah, there we go. Come on. I didn't see the weight ratio on it, but it is a mid-engine car, so with an engine behind you, not like a Corvette. But it's usually you can kind of brake later on those vehicles because it takes that, you know, 40-60 split and puts it at a 50-50 under braking. I did get the opportunity to drive a C8 Corvette, and I did notice that, like, you can brake a little later in it because it's throwing that weight towards the front of the car under braking then. And that way, in the corner with a little bit of late braking, you've got a 50-50 distribution instead of 50-50 under no braking and no power. We seem to have gotten away from our other hypercar friends. We still got another 2 laps, so this car is more than capable of doing the challenge that they released today. Although this could theoretically, I mean, if this is the prize, that would be a little rough. Got a nice crackle to the exhaust. back end doesn't seem to want to step out at all. So we got a 7-speed transmission. I had spread the gearing out a little bit to make sure that we were compensating for the parts we put on it. It looks like I spread it a little further than it should have. See, there it got a little loose, but it wasn't. I mean, that was pushing on it, and it didn't get sideways on me. It just, you could feel the back end slipping. The car definitely has a tendency to push, not to oversteer. I'm gonna have to shorten up that transmission. Yeah, we barely got into it. Drop it back just a little bit. I had it, I think, at 350, 360, something like that. I had pushed it up to 380 and backed it down, which I'm glad I did, because I don't know that, I think it starts at 350. But I'm thinking if you do want to modify the gearing, don't change it by much. Just maybe spread it out by one, like one click, but we're not at the top of this thing out. Another thing with this car, it is an NA car, so there's no turbo supercharger option. There's not a lot of options even for engine part replacement. So maybe I shouldn't have even touched the transmission. But it's almost more like the race cars, where they come pretty well set up. So you don't need to. You're not buying all the parts. Like, you spend $250,000 on parts on a whatever car. You buy one of the cars in the used environment for 10 grand, and then you spend 250,000. This one you're spending that 1.6, but once you're done, that's it. 16 more of those and it'll pay for itself. So we got our first stamp. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish these off. And I don't know that the car is a must-buy, but it's a good car. It's very well balanced. This isn't all-wheel drive, is it? Let me see here. I'm pretty sure that's just a rear engine, rear drive. Let's go take a look, because it definitely it has a tendency to four-wheel drive. Okay, that makes more sense then. Yeah, so it's an all-wheel drive car. That's why it's not stepping out. But I don't think it allowed for any parts on the drivetrain either, in terms of like a center diff or whatever. Let's see. You can see like none of the engine components are modified. You got racing crank, computer, limited slip diff, air filter, exhaust, brakes, clutch, suspension, transmission. It's mostly centered around. Oh, I didn't get the brake balance controller. It's mostly the suspension you're buying, the weight reduction, and intake and exhaust. But it's a good car. I don't know that you need to rush out and get it, but it's no reason not to. But
This car a little disappointment in track, lot of understeer, low top speed, Aventador and Nismo are far better.
yeah, I would agree. But it's not a bad car to own anyway. Either way, I hope you guys have a great day.